Hey everyone, it's Mr. Hollywood, and today I am doing the worst scene from every Star Wars movie. Now, before I give you what I think is the worst scene from every Star Wars movie, feel free to share what you think is the worst scene from every Star Wars movie down below in the comments, and let's begin. Now, we're going to do this in timeline order, and yes, I am including Rogue One and Solo. So, starting with The Phantom Menace, I think the worst scene in Phantom Menace is pretty easily the Senate scene on Coruscant, where they're in the office. Palpatine gets elected. Sure, you could argue it's necessary for the plot, but I feel like it's just some of the most wooden dialogue I've ever seen, and it's just not very engaging. So yeah, I think it's kind of boring. I don't think it's very interesting to watch, which this kind of should be a bit of an epic moment, but I don't feel that way. So yeah, this is easily the worst scene in The Phantom Menace. Now, the worst scene in Attack of the Clones, I don't like sand. Come on. The romance was awful. The dialogue was awful. There really isn't much to say. Yeah, it's the worst scene in Attack of the Clones. Now, the worst scene in Revenge of the Sith is Padme's death. I think Padme's death was laughably bad. Dying from a broken heart. She lost the will to live. It's like, come on. No, yeah, it's the worst scene in Revenge of the Sith by a pretty significant margin. So yeah, it's like, this is part of the reason I don't feel like Revenge of the Sith is a flawless masterpiece. Because this has one of my least favorite death scenes, honestly, in cinema history. So yeah, it is the worst scene in Revenge of the Sith. Now, the worst scene in Solo, Solo doesn't have, moments that, are completely egregious. It just doesn't have, these amazing moments either. But I'll say the worst moment in Solo, for me, is the scene where Han got his name. I just really didn't care how Han got his name. I would have just very much so preferred him being born Han Solo. It's just kind of annoying. So yeah, it is the worst scene in Solo. Worst scene in Rogue One. I'm gonna have some fun in the comments because I feel like some people will say this is probably one of the best scenes in movies, but I feel like it's the worst. Rebellions are built on hope. So this was when Jyn and all those characters were talking. This is after you first see Vader. And, one of the reasons I think it's the worst scene in Rogue One is partially because, I just feel like within Jyn's character, I don't feel like it really works within Jyn's character. Throughout the film, she didn't really care about the rebels, the rebellion. And these are the same people that, by the way, that killed her father. And now she wants to do everything for them. It's like, yeah, the rebellions are built on her. First off, it's still kind of a cringe line. But, yeah, just given the context of the movie, I just don't think I don't feel much. So yeah, it is the worst scene in Rogue One. Now, the worst scene in A New Hope, Han shoots second. Yeah, I don't hate every special edition change, but Han shooting first was such a pivotal part of his character arc that by just changing it to having him shoot second, by having Greedo be the one to shoot first, it just doesn't work. It does completely change his whole arc in the film with just one change, with just on paper what should seem like a minor change. So yeah, it is the worst scene in A New Hope, and yeah, it is definitely the worst special edition change. And I don't hate every special edition change, but this one was definitely the worst. Now, Empire Strikes Back. The worst scene is Luke and Leia kissing. It's like, okay, that feels a bit weird. And I feel like it probably felt weird in 1980, even before we knew they were siblings. And it definitely feels weird in 2026. There really isn't any other scene that even comes close. The rest of the movie is fantastic, but This scene was a bit weird. So yeah, it is the worst scene in Empire Strikes Back, and otherwise an amazing movie. Now, the worst scene in Return of the Jedi, I was torn between either Jedi Rocks or the scene where we meet the Ewoks, and I'm gonna choose the scene where we meet the Ewoks. Look, I don't hate the Ewoks, but as I've gotten older, I'm not particularly a big fan of the Ewoks. And also, I feel like this movie just kind of kills the pacing of Return of the Jedi a bit, if you ask me. If you ask me, it does kill the pacing a little bit. I mean, the stuff on Endor with the Ewoks, before the final battle, it was just whatever. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, just seeing the Ewoks, it does take me out a little bit. I mean, now, I still think Return of the Jedi is amazing. Like, it doesn't kill the movie, but I would be lying if I said I like the Ewoks, because I don't. See, honestly, I don't really like the Ewoks that much over time. I used to like them more over time. I don't really like them that much. Like, I don't hate them, but I don't like them. Seeing where we see the Ewoks, yeah, it is my least favorite scene in this film. Now, the worst scene in The Force Awakens. See, Force Awakens, for me, I don't feel like it has any moments that are, like, peak Star Wars, but it doesn't have any moment, for me personally, that would be among the worst scenes. It's just consistently really good, if you ask me. But I will say the worst scene is honestly when you find the map to Luke Skywalker. And the reason I feel like it's the worst scene is just given the fact it just feels so annoying. It's like, I mean, R2 had the final piece, and for the entire movie, we didn't know about it. Now, I understand, yes, they wanted to build some suspense. It's like, I mean, I don't hate the J.J. Abrams mystery box style. I know he gets panned for it. I don't hate the J.J. Abrams mystery box style. But yeah, it just felt odd a bit. I mean, of course, seeing Luke Skywalker at the end of a film, I thought was a fantastic way to end a film. But just, yeah, the scene where you found out R2 had a map, it's like, come on. I mean, yeah, it's not a huge deal for me. I just find it a little bit annoying. So yeah, it is the worst scene in The Force Awakens for me personally. Now, the worst scene in The Last Jedi, the infamous Canto Bight. And look, I don't think Canto Bight is awful. However, it's definitely the worst scene in the film. And I think the reason I think it's the worst scene in a film isn't because I think it's boring or anything. Like, I don't feel like it's boring. I just feel like it feels like a completely different film from everything else. And yeah, it's like they could have trimmed it down. Like, I feel like if you're gonna go in Canto Bight, they could have trimmed down half of Canto Bight. It's like, it's like what, they were saving animals, and then, I mean, those animals were probably gonna get captured after that anyway. So yeah, it's like I mean, Canto Bight, I don't loathe the Canto Bight, but it's like, come on, it's not a very good scene. So yeah, Canto Bight, it is my least favorite moment. It is my least favorite moment in the film. Now, my least favorite moment in Rise of Skywalker is the Basana scene. It's very similar to Canto Bight. I don't despise it. I don't think it's boring. I just think, given the context of the rest of the film, it does feel like stalling a bit. Like, it's like, yeah, of course you're gonna try to find, the Wayfinder, or the dagger. And it's like, I do actually think this was the best chemistry. I feel like the best time where we've really gotten to see Rey, Finn, and Poe all together. Like, I do think this was the best banter we've seen from all three of them. I do think it was good seeing all three of them have banter. Just within the context of a film, given how fast-paced this does stand out more. So yeah, it's like, yeah, the Pasana is my least favorite scene in The Rise of Skywalker by a pretty good margin. But I also don't despise it. It's like, okay, like, most of these scenes on this list I don't outright despise. That goes for most of these scenes. A lot of these scenes either have really bad dialogue, feel out of place for a movie, or just kind of make me, cringe. Like, I don't think these scenes are most of these scenes are awful. There are some scenes on the list where it's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty terrible. But yeah, I don't hate that many scenes in this franchise. But yeah, those were the worst moments in each Star Wars film. Feel free to share your favorite moment, or your least favorite moment from each film down below in the comments. Favorite moment, I literally did top 3 moments for all 11, so you guys should check those videos out. But yeah, feel free to share your least favorite moment from every Star Wars film down below in the comments. And this is day 22 of my 200-day posting streak goal. Now, thanks for watching, and peace out.